Hello friend, this is Sanjay Kumar, creator of SelectorsHub. Request you, if you are new to the channel, please subscribe so that you don't miss any upcoming updates. Great, thank you. Misconception about SelectorsHub. Whenever we talk about like any XPath plugins, it always comes in mind that they will be auto-generating the XPath and selectors. And for that fact, like we always consider not to use any XPath tool. But this perception is not true in case of SelectorsHub. SelectorsHub is the smart editor, the very first smart editor for XPath and selectors, where you can write and verify your XPath. It it is not just to get the auto-generated XPath and selectors. Here in SelectorsHub, you can write and build your own XPath. This is a misconception and perception and myths which we have lived with, and in fact, like those who are not aware, those who haven't opened SelectorsHub and tried, they think like yes, this is also an XPath plugin like other plugins, but it's not like that. It's absolutely different from other XPath plugins which you have seen in the past. And in fact, like in most of the cases, SelectorsHub is the only plugin which supports like shadow DOM, nested iframe, and a lot more, which DevTools always fails. Like for an example, if you see that here, this is how you can write in SelectorsHub and verify. This is how, like in fact, SelectorsHub is the only platform which gives you the proper error message. Like if you will be doing anything wrong, like with the web element, so suppose this element is inside shadow DOM, so it tells you that this is inside shadow DOM, XPath doesn't support. It also gives you the proper error message like this is invalid XPath, single quote is missing. While if you would be doing same thing like wrong XPath verifying in DevTools, it will show you 0 of 0. So you will not be sure whether this is an actual zero matching count or whether this is an invalid XPath. And in such situation, what we used to do start what we start doing, like we always start wasting time to write the new XPath. And here if you see that, if you might have not noticed till date, DevTools, when you do command F in DevTools, that also gives you the string match. That is not just like for to verify XPath and selectors. You see that it gives you the string match as well. So let me show you this, how all this works. So whenever we talk like we should write our own XPath, or like we can write our own XPath. So in SelectorsHub you can do that. Like for an example, if we have to find out all the links on this page, or we have to write an XPath, suppose first let's see. So when you open SelectorsHub, immediately it opens with this view. Okay, so there is an input box here, this search box, input box. Here you can write your own XPath, and you see that when you will start typing, like in a smart editor, it auto suggests you the values so that you will not have to copy the. Let's suppose you want to write an XPath with this class. If you will write here in DevTools, you will have to copy this value, while here in SelectorsHub you just type @class and it will suggest you. So that copy, you will not have to waste time in copying that value in DevTools while typing here, because when you type here, it used DevTools used to go up and down as well, and then it becomes like really difficult to copy this value. Suppose here you have to copy this value, now you cannot click, of course. So all those things are really difficult here. So here this makes a lot more easy. Like if you have to end condition here at, let's say if anything you want to add here, you can add as an end condition. If you want to add anything as a or condition, like this way you can add and verify your XPath and build your XPath basically like this. So anything you want to do, you can do it here. If you want add condition and @class, if you want to add or condition in this, then you can add or condition. So likewise you can build your XPath very quickly in SelectorsHub and get the exact result and correct information. And if you don't want to see this auto generated, you can keep it just an editor mode simply, and this is so simple and clean, you see now. So this is the biggest misconception and perception which people has kept with them, that we should write our own XPath and we should not use an XPath plugin. But in case of SelectorsHub, this is absolutely wrong, because in SelectorsHub you can write your own XPath. So yes, build your own XPath. In SelectorsHub you can build your own XPath, and this gives you the absolutely right information. Suppose on this page, if you have to get all the links, how do you do that? /a. Are there 73 matching nodes? Are there 73 links on this page? No, it is showing this string match as well. You see that /a. This is not a tag. Sorry. While here you can type that /a and hit enter. There are 35 links, and which all 35? These are the 35 links here you can get. Also it is highlighted in the UI, like the first matching node and then rest of them. So this is how you get the correct information. In case of Shadow DOM, like when you are writing, now we are talking about like building own XPath, own selectors. SelectorsHub is the only platform which will tell you this information, that this element inside Shadow DOM. If you will write XPath for this element here, you would never be able to understand why it's not showing one matching node, or why it's not giving you the any matching node. But if you verify here, SelectorsHub will help you with that XPath doesn't support Shadow DOM. So you will be curious, okay, now you got that Shadow DOM doesn't support XPath and this element is inside Shadow DOM. So then you will type CSS selector and it will show you the one matching node. While here, if you type this input here in DevTools, it will not show that matching node element. Like this is the correct XPath for this element. While if you correct CSS selector, sorry, if you type this CSS selector here, it is showing 0 matching node. So in DevTools you cannot verify that. So this is where SelectorsHub will help you to get the right information. So this is the right platform to write and verify your XPath, your selectors. Because in DevTools you get the elements along with the string match, which DevTools clearly says that yes, it gives you the string match as well. Like here, in case of this element, this is inside iframe, so it becomes like really difficult in the DevTools immediately get to know that this element is inside iframe. While if you open SelectorsHub, it will immediately tells you that this is inside iframe, and then you can build your own XPath. Simple. And if it will be inside multiple iframe, then also it will help you. So this is the really smart editor. And when you are building any XPath and you want to save this XPath here in DevTools, in SelectorsHub, you can save this value, and whenever you want to fetch this value, suppose you want to delete this and you want to write a new XPath or CSS selector, but you want to fetch the previous value which you have typed here. So from here you can use the previous value which you have saved basically. So this is really work like as an smart editor. So guys, consider SelectorsHub as a smart editor, not just an XPath generator. The XPath plugin which you have seen in the past, yes, they were just the XPath plugin from which you were able to generate the XPath only. But SelectorsHub is not like that. Here you can build your own XPath. You can get the right information, whether element inside iframe, Shadow DOM, SVG, everything. You will get all those information from here. So this really help you a lot to build your own XPath, as well as you will learn a lot of things that if anything you will be doing wrong, that you would be able to learn from here, from the SelectorsHub. Apart from this, like there are some misconception that people think that SelectorsHub is not working on google.com. So this is not a google.com, guys. Please, this is a blank tab, so please make sure that you have opened the google.com. So when you right click and click on inspect, so if you will open any, actually not just a SelectorsHub, if you open any plugin here on the like blank tab, it will suggest you that it none of the browser plugin works actually on the blank tab. So when you will open SelectorsHub, it gives you the lot here information that plugins doesn't work on blank tab. So there should be a google.com, so make sure that you have opened google.com. Another one is like if you, many times people start trying to use SelectorsHub or any plugin on the Chrome store itself, like from where you have installed the plugin, and when you try to open and try to use it here, try to find it here, it will not show. So make friends, none of the plugin works on this browser store doesn't allow extension to inject their script for DevTools. So that is the reason none of the plugin will work here. Then in the local tabs like Chrome, like this Chrome : / extension or something like Chrome settings, here also plugins will not work. Like if you will try to right click and then try to find out the plugin here also. So these are like you can say the Chrome default tabs, so in them also it will not work, none of the plugins will work. So yeah, these are some of the myths and misconceptions which people have. The worst misconception is that we should not use an XPath plugin, we should write our own XPath. So I just wanted to convey this message to everyone that Selectors Hub is the smart editor where you can build your own XPath. It is not just the XPath or auto generated uh, plugin to auto generate the XPath and selectors. It is the plugin to build your own XPath to enhance your skills about XPath, selectors, WebElement, DOM elements, all those things you will learn from Selectors Hub. And apart from that, there are a lot more features, like in fact Selectors Hub is the only plugin which made it possible to verify multiple XPath. Here you can verify multiple XPath in single shot. Suppose you have like you have a script like this and you want to verify all the XPath from here, so this is possible here in Selectors Hub only. This will just submit and it will fetch and show you the result whether one matching node or two matching node. While in DevTools you cannot verify, like in here in console or in elements tab, can you paste the whole script and verify all the XPath? No, that's not possible. Like here it will not get show you the result of all the XPath. So that's what Selectors Hub does. Selectors Hub helps you to write and verify your XPath in all possible ways. So I hope this helps you guys and you understood the concepts about it, that Selectors Hub is an smart editor which help you to write your own XPath as well as to learn about XPath, selectors, web elements. Please like it, share it, and let others know about this misconception, and help people to know about Selectors Hub innovation. This will really help them a lot, to save a lot of time. Thank you so much.